Hey everybody, Tim here for a Drunk Nerd video. James Bond, No Time to Die. That's not great. Um, Overall, so the first part of this, I'm going to keep it pretty spoiler free. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was really kind of interesting. I would rank it like my third favorite for the Craig movies. It would probably be like Skyfall, Casino Royale, then No Time to Die, Quantum of Solace, and Spectre, which I had made the joke before where Daniel Craig's movies seem to be like the odd numbers are great, but the even numbers are pretty bad. So I expected this to be like mind-blowingly great. It was really, really emotional. I'm really sad that this is Daniel Craig's last movie. I mean, you could kind of tell, being nice, it's 15 years. He's been kind of getting older. But I mean, it's not like the Roger Moore span, though. So, whatever. It was great to see a lot of the characters. My problems with it, to keep it spoiler free, was there was a lot of weird like shots in the movie that just kind of took me out. Like I just didn't like the way it was filmed, which I'll go in more detail in a little bit. I had heard stories that most movies like this, these big budget picture movies, always have like deals with companies to have like the brand new car and the brand new watch and the brand new this and that and phone. And because of COVID, this movie kept getting pushed back so much that I had heard they did reshoots because the newest item was actually now obsolete. They had since then come out with a newer item. So they had to do reshoots to get that new item back in the screen. And I mean, it could be me like projecting like a placebo effect, but there were certain shots in the movie where I felt like that was clearly them being like, oh, now we got to like get this shot of a phone or this shot of a car. And it just seemed really, really kind of forced into it, but whatever. So if you are unsure about whether or not to see it, I would definitely say go see it. Like I said, it's my third favorite in the Craig series, but overall, it is an enjoyable movie for being a James Bond movie. Okay, now the spoilers. Holy fuck. Like, I can't. I was an emotional wreck all throughout this movie. Some of the things that I actually did have problems with are, one, them killing off Felix. I was so angry. Felix is one of my favorite characters, and I thought Jeffrey Wright did such a good job with that character. And I had kind of hoped that, like, knowing it would be the last Daniel Craig movie, that they would kind of do like Sean Connery to Lazenby to Moore, like have the same Moneypenny, have the same M, and I was hoping Felix would also kind of continue in that same aspect. Well, that's not a thing. So I was really, really angry. I thought it was a waste of his character development from Casino Royale to here. In the same mood, I was very, very disappointed in them killing off Blofeld. Now, Spectre is my least favorite of the Daniel Craig movies, and I didn't like his whole arc in that. But at the same time, I was like, what was his whole point? What was the point of that movie if you're like, oh, now all of Spectre's killed, oh, now Blofeld's killed. Like, it was so pointless, and it just undermined everything that had been done before, which is exactly what Spectre did with Quantum and stuff like that. So that was really disappointing for me. The whole, like, a brand new 007 was kind of funny. It was interesting in, like, a ha-ha kind of way. But at the same time, for me, every time it was on, it kind of, like, halted the movie. Like, it had great flow, and then, boom, it would halt. And I was like, oh, this is weird. Ben Whitshaw is still like my favorite. Absolutely adorable. Like, just him as Q. Finally, like, a little reference to him like having a date with a guy, because I know Brad Whitshaw is, I think he's gay in real life, and so I loved how they kind of tied that in. And so, like I said with Felix, I'm hoping that Ben continues to portray Q as long as he can. So he's definitely my favorite part of the entire movie. Raymie Malik, who, I mean, he's a terrific actor. He's been in so much stuff lately. And I don't know, his entire character, I didn't feel threatened. I wasn't really interested. I was just like, okay, like you're just trying to kill everybody. Like it just seemed very odd. And like everybody else kept pointing out in the movie, like everybody killed your family and you're mad, but you're doing the exact same thing. You're killing all of these innocent people. So I didn't buy his whole storyline. I just felt off to me. Seeing was it Madeline come back as like Mr. White's daughter, I don't know. I feel like every Craig movie has him so in love with a woman, whereas all of the predecessors, it was like, hit it and quit it and you're done. Whereas Craig was so in love with Vespa, and now he's so in love with Madeline. I was just like, this just seems so odd that he's so fixated on her. And then, of course, it's just, the beginning is just a remake of the end of Casino Royale, where it's just like, oh, yep, she tricked you. She's been playing you all along. Well, no, she actually hasn't. But overall, like, I don't know. Again, like, this whole movie I felt was so rushed, and it was so weird, because I was like, you could easily have fit all of these characters into another movie and really kind of get those relationships more drawn out. As far as the daughter part goes, I was with it. With going back to Madeline real quick, I loved how they played We'll Have All the Time in the World, which is a reference to On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the Lazenby movie. I actually played the Iggy Pop version of that song at my wedding, but I also played Nobody Does It Better, so I'm a Bond fan. And so I loved how that song like kept popping up, and Felix even has the line of like, well, you're not in Her Majesty's service anymore. So I love the little references to that. We also got a quick reference to, or I don't know if it was an actual reference, but where he's like, my Russian's kind of rusty. I was like, is that like a From Russia with Love reference? We get some other references with like seeing like the picture of Judi Dench in there, and then the previous actor that played M through the Connery and Moore movies also had his picture back there. So I like the little references like that. So to bring that all the way back around, I just got out of this movie and I instantly like started doing shots because it was an emotional wreck. So my whole brain's just scattered. This is why I always have notes. To just wing it like this is awful. It's so hard. Him having a daughter was interesting. It was kind of fun to see like where it would go. And I honestly did not expect them to kill him off. That really caught me off guard. It was really, really sad. Like, I knew it was going to be his last movie, but I was like, what? And then as it kept going, I was just like, well, he's going to get off the island. Like, he has to. And then as soon as he hit him in the face, I was like, oh my God, that was the virus. Like, he'll never be able to go near Madeline or his daughter. Or like they said, like if he shakes hands with Moneypenny and Moneypenny shakes hands with Madeline, boom, it's done. So I was like, what is this? And then that's about when it clicked for me. I was like, this is it. Like, we are done with Daniel Craig. So it was really sad. I'm curious on how they're going to try to continue the franchise. I have no idea as of right this second. Like, I'm sure somebody out there already has like an idea. If they're just going to like completely reboot it like they did with Casino Royale. But I also, at the same time, I hope that they keep Naomi Harris as Moneypenny. I hope they keep M. I hope they keep Q. I hope they keep a lot of these same actors. And actually, my thought was when he was talking to her on the phone, he was going to say something like, you know, Bond's not actually my name, right? Like, that's a code name. And then the next movie would just be like, oh, somebody else gets that code name. But they didn't. So I don't know. I'm really heartbroken. I'm so sad. I'm just, oh my God. I'm curious what other people are thinking. There's so much to talk about. Like I said, I loved parts of it. Like, it was sad and emotional. And then parts of it I hated, like killing off Felix and Blofeld. I absolutely hated the scene where he's like running up the stairs and doing like the fighting and stuff and like the shooting. Like, I thought that was the most boring scene ever. It was so oddly paced, and again, it didn't really do anything. As far as I can remember, there wasn't a big chase scene in the very beginning, which I thought was very odd. So, I don't know, there different parts of this movie just felt very out of place. It's hard. I'll have to see it again, and then I can probably put, like, a better pin on it, or, like, if I actually, like, bring paper and I can write notes down as it's going. But I'm curious what other people are thinking about it. Go ahead and let me know. thank you guys for watching and subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.